You searched how to extract email domains in Zapier. That is exactly what we are doing right now. Open your browser and head to zapier.com, then sign in. Once the dashboard loads, look to the upper left corner. Click Create, then select Zaps from the dropdown. The Zap editor opens to a blank canvas with a trigger step waiting for you. Click that trigger step. A search bar appears in the center panel. Type the name of whichever app holds your email addresses. Google Sheets, Typeform, Gmail, HubSpot, whatever you are using. Select it from the list. Now you get a list of trigger events. Pick the one that fires when a new record comes in. For a form, that is usually new form response. For a sheet, it is new spreadsheet row. Click Continue. If Zapier asks you to connect an account, do that now. Pick the right one and hit Continue again. Then you will see a set of options specific to your app. Choose the form or the sheet or the folder you want Zapier to watch. Click Continue. I am going to skip past the account connection because mine is already hooked up, but yours will look exactly the same. Now you are at the test trigger screen. Click Test Trigger. If Zapier pulls in sample data, a green banner appears and you will see fields populate below. If it comes back empty, that is not a problem. It just means there is no data yet. Open your source app, create one sample record with a real email address in it, come back here and click Test Trigger again. Once you have a record, scan it. Make sure the email field actually contains an email address and is not blank or marked as optional and left empty. That happens more than you would think. A test email like john@example.com works perfectly because you can glance at the output later and immediately know you got the domain right. Now click the plus button directly beneath your trigger. The app picker opens again. Do not hunt through the list. Type Formatter into the search bar. Zapier by Zapier appears. Select it. You will see an event list. Pick text. Click Continue. You are on the setup screen for the text formatter. The top drop-down says Transform. Open it. You will see a long list of options. Choose Split Text. This is the one that breaks a string apart at a specific character. As soon as you pick it, 3 fields appear below. The first field is Input. Click into it. A drop-down opens with all the data from your trigger. Find the email address field and select it. The raw email will show up as a little pill or token in the field. If your trigger gives you multiple email fields for some reason, grab the right one. If you pick the wrong field here, everything downstream fails silently. The next field is Separator. Type the @ symbol, just the character, no spaces around it. This tells Zapier where to make the cut. Below that is the segment index. You will see first, last, and then numbered options. Pick last. I know technically in an email address there are only 2 segments, so second would work fine, but I always pick last, and here is why. If for some bizarre reason an address had multiple @ symbols, which should not happen but I have seen bad data, last still grabs the domain. Picking second would get whatever junk sat between the 2 symbols. Last is the safer call. Click Test Step. Zapier runs the split and shows the output. You should see just the domain. If your test email was sarah@company.com, the output reads company.com. If you see the wrong half or the whole email, go back up. Your separator is probably wrong or you grabbed first instead of last. Everything working? Good. Click the plus button under the Formatter step. Now you are picking your destination app. Search for it. Notion, Airtable, Google Sheets, Slack, your CRM, wherever this domain needs to land. Select the app, then pick the action event. Create record, update row, send message, whatever you are doing. Click Continue, connect your account if needed, and click Continue again. Now you are on the field mapping screen. Most of this is specific to your destination, so I cannot point to every field, but find the one that should hold the email domain. Click into it, a drop-down appears. Do not just type in here. Look for the output from your formatter step. It will be labeled something like split text or output. Select it. You will know you got the right one because the sample value shown next to it is the domain you just tested. Map the rest of your fields as needed. If your action is creating a record, make sure you also map the full email address or the contact name or whatever else the destination expects. Zapier will not warn you if you leave a required field empty until you test, so double check now. Click Test Step. Zapier sends the data to your destination. If the test succeeds, you will see a confirmation and usually a preview of what was created. Open the destination app in another tab. Actually go look at the record. Confirm the domain is there, spelled correctly, no spaces before it, no weird characters. I always do this. The test success message just means the API call went through. It does not guarantee the data landed where you think it did. If something looks off, adjust your mapping and test again. Once it all checks out, look at the top of the Zap editor where it says Name Your Zap. Click that, give it a name you will recognize in 6 months. I always include the trigger in the main action, something like form entries extract domain to Airtable. Then in the top right corner, click Publish. Your Zap flips on and the automation is live. Any new trigger event now runs through the split and sends the domain downstream. Click the toggle off and back on if you ever need to pause it. This one breaks if your source email field is empty, so test with real data before you walk away. If this walkthrough saved you some time, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment saying it was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people looking for the same thing.